Hi everyone. Today we will see about database normalization. So what is database normalization? It is a process of organizing the data in the database. So mainly it is used to minimize the redundancy from a relation or a set of relations. Normalization is also used to eliminate the undesirable characteristics like insertion, update and deletion anomalies. So consider this relation with four attributes, namely roll number, department, head of the department and phone number. So it consists of 6 records, 6 tuples with information about the department, head of the department and phone number. See here, some of the informations are repeated multiple times. So for example, this is head of the department of CSE is Professor K and contact number is all ones. So this information is repeated 3 number of times. So totally this is repeated 3 number of times in this relation. So similarly, if you see this information about the mechanical department, that is information about Professor B is repeated 2 times. So this is called as data repetition, that is redundancy. Suppose if the database is having a redundancy, it will create some problems like deletion anomaly, insertion anomaly and modification anomaly. So what is deletion anomaly? So for example, I want to delete the student 19 MCR 125. So if I delete this record, the information about the head of the department of MCAs also gets deleted. Okay, so we will lose the information about the MCA department, that is called as deletion anomaly. What is insertion anomaly? Suppose I want to insert a new department, food technology. So I want to insert the department name is food technology and the head of the name is Professor D and the contact number. So I want to insert these details, but right now there is no students in this food technology, so it is not possible. Now it is not possible to insert this information into the table, that is called as insertion anomaly. Okay, so now I want to insert information about the food technology department, but right now there is no student. As per this schema, it is not possible to insert information about the department alone, that is called as insertion anomaly. Third one is modification anomaly. Now I am changing the phone number of the head of the department of CSE as 1234567890. Okay, so now this updation takes place only in one record. Okay, only in this place I am updating the contact number of the head of the department of CSE. So the remaining 2 places, the old values retained. Now the database is in inconsistent state. Now we don't know which phone number is the contact number of the Professor A. So now this is in inconsistent state. So this is the consequence of duplications or redundancy in the table. So suppose if we want to apply, there are different levels of normalization, that is first normal form, second normal form up to domain key normal form. Suppose if our relation is in higher level of normal form, we will have a minimum number of redundancy. So when you increase the level of normalization, the redundancy will be decreased. Okay. So at the same time, the number of table is increased and the complexity of the table design is also increased. But most of the database should be in third normal form or in BCNF in order to avoid the database anomalies. Suppose if we want to avoid that database anomaly what we discussed earlier, it's enough to have the table in the third normal form or BCNF. First normal form. A relation schema R is in first normal form if the domains of all attributes of R atomic. So what is atomic? An attribute is not indivisible unit means that is called as atomic attribute, or it is called as simple attribute means it is called as atomic attribute. So for example, address is an composite attribute with simple component attribute of street, city, state and zip. So consider this relation. It consists of three attributes: roll number, student name and address. So in this, roll number and name is an atomic attribute and it has only one component. And if we take address, address is a composite attribute. It will have so many subcomponents. Now this composite attribute is decomposed into atomic attribute like this. So this one attribute is decomposed into multiple number of separate attributes. So in this relation, now all the attributes are atomic. Now the table is in first normal form. So all the attributes are atomic means that is called as first normal form. Then what is second normal form? A relation will be in second normal form if it is in first normal form and all non-key attributes are fully functionally dependent on the primary key. Okay. So by using the primary key, it is possible to identify the entire tuple. So the second normal form is based on the concept of full functional dependency. Second normal form applies to the relations with composite keys, that is relation with the primary key composed of two or more attributes. A relation with a single attribute primary key is automatically in at least second normal form. So consider this relation. So in this relation there are four attributes: student roll number, course ID, course name and credit. So here this student roll number and course ID is a composite primary key. So if this is a composite primary key, 19 CSR 125 plus 18 CST 41. So this key will determine it is a DBMS with 3 credit. So here it is 19 CSR 126. This is another unique 18 CST 41. So this will also determine it is a DBMS 3. So 19 CSR 125, 18 CST 42. This is another primary key which is used to uniquely identify this record. So here we are using a composite primary key. So here what is fully functionally dependent means all non-key attributes. This course name and credit is called as non-prime attribute. This non-prime attribute fully functionally dependent on the primary key. So that is called as fully functional dependency. Here this course ID is here the course name and credit is dependent on the course ID. Course name and credit is dependent on the course ID. Course ID is part of the primary key. So course ID is part of the primary key, that is course ID determines the course name and course ID determines the credit. So this is called as partial dependency. So there is a partial dependency exists in this relation. So now the table is not in second normal form. Now this table is decomposed into two tables like this. So first table consists of student roll number and course ID. So this is a composite primary key for this table. Student roll number and course ID is a composite primary key for this table. So for the second table consists of three attributes: course ID, course name and credit. Here course ID is the primary key. So in this relation, course name and credit is the non-prime attribute. So this course name and credit fully dependent on the course ID. So here there is a fully functional dependency exists in both the tables. So now the table is in second normal form. Then what is third normal form? A relation is in third normal form if there is no transitive dependency for non-prime attributes as well as it is in second normal form. What is non-prime attribute? An attribute that does not occur in any candidate key is called as non-prime attribute. So if you take this one, roll number is the primary key. So by using this roll number we can uniquely identify the record. So for example, if you take CSE, is it possible to identify the entire tuple by using CSE? So if you take CSE, there is roll number 125 is there, there is a roll number 126 is there. So this department cannot be a prime attribute. So if you take HOD, HOD is also not a prime attribute. If you take Professor A is exists in 2 records, so it cannot be a prime attribute. Similarly, phone number. So in this department, HOD and phone number is non-prime attribute. So here roll number is the primary key. So the primary key determines the department, HOD and phone number. And also here the department, there is a transitive dependency. So department determines the HOD. If the department is CSE, the HOD is Professor A. If it is a mechanical, the HOD is Professor B. If it is MCA, the HOD is Professor C. So the department determines the HOD and phone number. That is, these 3 is called as non-prime attributes. There is a transitive dependency in the non-prime attributes. Even the HOD will determine the department and the phone number. Even the phone number will determine the remaining things. Here there is a transitive dependency between this non-prime attributes. So the relation is not in the third normal form. Okay. Now this is decomposed into 2 tables. In table 1 we are having a roll number and department. Roll number is the primary key, and in table 2 we assume the department is the primary key. Okay, so here in this roll number is the primary key, department is non-prime attribute. Department is non-prime attribute. If you take CSE, there are 2 possible values. So by using department, it is not possible to identify a tuple. So here roll number is a primary key and department is a non-prime attribute. Consider the second table. By using this department, you can identify who is the head of the department, as well as you can identify what is the phone number of the head of the department. Similarly, by using the phone number, you can determine who is the head of the department, as well as you can determine what is the department. So here all the 3 attributes is called as prime attributes. Okay, department, HOD and phone number, all 3 attributes is called as prime attribute. So here there is no transitive dependency on non-prime attribute, because here all the 3 columns are prime attribute. So now the both the tables are in third normal form. Okay. So here in the first slide, if the table is not normalized, we will have different types of anomaly. The first anomaly is deletion anomaly. So in deletion anomaly, we are deleting a record, student that is 19 MCR 125. He belongs to MCA department. So in this table there is only one record belongs to MCA department. Suppose if you delete this record, only this record will be deleted. So the information about MCA department is retained in table 2. Okay, nothing will be lost. Just you are deleting the roll number 125, 19 MCR 125, that's all. So here the deletion anomaly is removed. Second one is insertion anomaly. Okay. Suppose we want to insert a new department. So in that department there is no student. We want to insert department food technology. The head of the department of food technology is Professor D, and the phone number is this one. Okay. So here in this department right now there is no student. So even without any student, we can have an information about the department. Now this insertion anomaly is also removed. Third one is updation anomaly. Okay. So in this we want to update the phone number of the head of the department of CSE. So in this table the phone number exists only once. So if you update that phone number, all will get the updated copy. Okay. So for example, here we are updating it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So whenever the student 19 CSR 125 is trying to access this record, he will get the updated phone number. Suppose 19 CSR 126 tries to access this record, he also get the updated phone number. So here all the 3 anomalies are removed if by using the up to third normal form. Okay. So this is the benefit of using the normalization. So this in summary, first normal form is all attributes are atomic. Second normal form, there is no partial dependencies. Third normal form, there is no transitive dependencies among non-prime attributes.